Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great today. It's a wonderful day outside. Sun's out. It's nice and warm. Got to get a lot of stuff done today. But I needed to get a couple more lesson videos done, and so let's get started here. Next thing we got to talk about is what you need to do this. Now, there are three things that you need. You need an open mind, an open heart, and a lot of paper. A lot of paper. Now, there is some confusion out there about grimoires, books of shadows, and journals. So, let's start with the simplest one right here, journals. Now, you will need to create a couple journals. These are the cheap composition books that you can get like at Dollar General. They're $1 a piece. They're great for writing down information. One of the journals that you will need is a dream journal. Sometimes we have very interesting dreams, and you need to be able to write it really as soon as you get up and out of bed, because if you wait too long, you're going to forget it. And there sometimes is a reason why we have dreams. See, for me, I have the occasional, what I classify as a thinking dream, where I have a concept just pounding in my head, and it's trying to be explained to me. And so you need to have the journals to log this information down. Sometimes, if we study them, go back like a month or two in our dream journal, we say, hey, that's right, that was important. Now, the other two books is your Book of Shadows and Grimoire. Now, they are not one and the same. Oops, got the wrong one there. All right. A grimoire is your book of magic. If you are working with spells, you are setting up rituals, you are keeping a log of things that you've done and the results of them, you need a grimoire. Now, that is your book of magic, and this is mine. Okay? Anything that has to do with magic goes into your grimoire. But then, there's this book right here. This is my Book of Shadows. And it is about your spiritual aspects. This is about your tradition's spiritual ideals. What is important to you? What is sacred to you? It goes into your Book of Shadows. It is your book about your tradition. There are so many people out there that focus on their Book of Shadows holding all this magic stuff, and they get so focused on magic, they are neglecting the spiritual aspect. And that is why we have two books. One that strictly is magic, and one that is strictly about our spiritual aspect. Okay? So, that is what you're going to need to work on your path in the pagan world. Now, I said you need an open heart, an open mind, because you need to be able to look at information. You are going to be overloaded with information going on your pagan path. There are hundreds of books out there. There's millions of videos out on YouTube. There is a lot of information on Facebook that you're going to see, and not all of it is going to make sense. Some of it is going to be contradictory. You are going to have to be able to go through and filter out a lot of information. If you're lucky, half of the information that you read and research is going to fit in and make sense. That is why I have binders. Like this is my Book of Shadows right here. And it is two binders that are put together. And that is because it'll hold more information like a Trapper Keeper would. And Trapper Keepers are too damn freaking expensive. But You should use a Trapper Keeper because you are going to be adding information, and as you learn more, other information that you have in isn't going to make sense. It's going to be contradictory, and you're going to want to remove it. And I don't want you to have to start ripping pages out of these fancy leather-bound books that you can go buy at occult stores and such, because then that book's going to look pretty ratty and all that. When you're just starting off, you can use the binders, because then you can filter everything in and out as needed. I decided that I wasn't going to go to one of these fancy leather-bound books because I have control issues. I, at times, go through and go, wait, that doesn't make sense, or, you know, I have to change things up, reorganize it. I'm terrible with that. I am also constantly learning. I am constantly researching everything and anything that I can about paganism. I am considered a Celtic Reconstructionist in many ways. And so as you add information and you find contradictions, you are going to be changing everything up. And so using a binder is probably the best thing you can do. Okay? An open heart. Compassion is important. We have to learn, you know, who is our source of information. We got to be able to look past exteriors on people, because let's face it, I'm not one of those sexy young ladies that is giving out wicked lessons on YouTube. So I don't have all the pretty looks, the long hair and all that. I like my hair nice and short. But you got to learn to be open in your heart and your mind to look past the rough exteriors, the rough demeanors of people. I am not the lovey, gentle type. I can be crude. I can be rude. I'm blunt and I'm in your face. But I'm also very honest with what I say. So if you can get past the exteriors, you can learn something from me. Because I do try to offer a lot. So those are the three things that you're going to need to continue your path down paganism. So, good luck, everybody.